Brakathia Howell, Brakathia Rashai, Brakathia Howell, Brakathia Rashai, Brakathia Howell, Brakathia Howell, Bahashim Rashai, Bahashim Rachakudash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone True Well. Salutations to the hopeful elect out there, you Akim, the Zadakim that do this thing in the utmost truth and sincerity. On the pre-Shaman, this week's topic is going to be entitled, We Only Waiting for One Major Prophecy. Alright, we're waiting for one major prophecy, okay, because there's a lot going on over there in the Middle East right now, the tensions between Israel and Iran. And I know there's a lot of, alternative media sources, even mainstream media sources, talking about escalation into World War III, which is biblical prophecy, but it cannot take place yet until we have this one major prophecy left, okay? If anybody's telling you otherwise, well, that's not the word of the Lord. This is the book of Lamentations 3:37. It says, Who is he that saith, and it cometh to pass when the Lord commanded it not? Right, so who is he that's going to say World War III is going to happen unless this one major prophecy takes place first? And what's that major prophecy? The mark of the beast, okay? The RFID microchip being mandated. Not being created. It's already created. Being mandated, as we read about in the book of Revelation, the 13th chapter, which I'm going to bring out. Okay? And the Most High is not going to have any prophecy supersede another prophecy, okay? Because, chronologically speaking, all right, the chip has to take place first. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump to the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 4. I'm going to go on down to the 37th verse. I'm going to go ahead and read that. So 2nd Ezra, chapter 4, verse 37 reads, it says, By measure hath he measured the times, and by number hath he numbered the times, and he doth not move, nor stir them, until said measure is fulfilled. Right, so just like how you watch your favorite series on Netflix or whatever, you can, and they're making this movie, unless they drop everything at once, you can't jump seasons, okay? All right, like right now I'm watching The Penguin on HBO, right? Episode 1 dropped, episode 2 dropped. I can't fucking jump to the last episode, because it's not available. All right, the way they're choosing to do it is to drop one episode after the next, right? Well, the Lord is saying the same thing, okay? This prophecy has to follow this prophecy. He's not going to let, for example, there's no way there's going to be, the RFID chip during the time of slavery, all right? Because, it just wouldn't make sense. The technology wasn't there. That's what I mean, okay? Or we don't go through slavery at all. The chip just happened, and the nuclear destruction happened, or Yahweh Shai just come back right now before the missiles drop. It doesn't work that way. Each prophecy has to account for its time, has to account for its season. All right, this is the book of Ecclesiastes 3:1. It says, to everything there's a season and a time to every purpose under heaven. Right, so the Most High sets up the pieces, okay, and then He's gonna decide ultimately when this thing comes to pass. All right. Now, World War III is, like I said, the scriptures tell us that the least of the flock, which is Amalek, the so-called Jew, all right, of the nation of Edom, is going to draw out the rest of these nations. And you see that. You have, for example, Syria just joining BRICS. Russia making statements how it's going to defend certain Middle Eastern countries, all right? And that's a superpower. Well, United States is an ally to Israel, right? And it doesn't matter whether Kamala gets in or Trump gets in. They're both, Zionist puppets, right? They both are super pro-Israel, In fact, Trump he's not even like, because Kamala will kind of play both sides about, free Palestine or what have you, but Trump, he's not even saying none of that, right? He's just saying Israel is an ally, So either one of them get in, okay, guess what? They're going to be on board with with fulfilling the scriptures, okay? Which is to launch us into World War III. We're just waiting for that particular mandate. Now, Isaiah 14:24 says, the Lord, Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, of hosts, have sworn, saying, surely as I have thought, so shall it come to pass. And as I have purposed, so shall it stand. Okay, so, exactly. So, it's the Most High show, We're very excited about the stages being set because it gives us hope. It gives us a bunch of optimism that we're that much closer to our deliverance. That 2025 is going to be a hell of a year. All right, people are talking about civil war. Okay, if Trump don't get in, that's what Republican candidates, not a candidate, a Republican supporter said. You know what I'm saying? This nation is extremely divided, and again, that in itself is a lot of prophecy. So it's a lot, and we could see also that they could Because the port strike, they did a tentative agreement, meaning a temporary agreement. They're gonna renegotiate back in January, but they couldn't even do like a week before they had to put the strike. Take these guys off strike and work something out. So it shows you too, man. They could say, look, don't fucking pay them. Let them strike. Let all hell break loose. Things like that could happen. A lot could happen in a very short time span too. I'm literally saying, like, bulk of the prophecy could kind of just boom, shoot up, and a lot happened within a very short time. People being locked up, internet going down. A lot could happen in a very short time. Just like we saw in 2020. That shit went from 0 to 60 very quick. I mean, shutting down the whole world and all that. So the Most High could move very quickly, and we hope he does. And to those unbelievers in Romans 3:3 that don't believe, guess what? You're going to die in your unbelief. You're going to die in your incredulity, because the scriptures in Isaiah 34:16 says, seek ye out of the book of the Lord, all right? Not the book of the dead or the fucking Cabernigas or all these different philosophies that Jake are into, the Quran and shit like that. No, the book of the Lord, the Bible, okay? And read, okay? And read. Don't just read the words, but get understanding. Proverbs 4:7, wisdom is Proverbs 4:7 says, with all thy gettings, get understanding. Wisdom is a principal thing, but with all thy gettings, you gotta get understanding. You have to understand what you're reading. It says, no one of these shall fail, right? So that's what separates this book from any other book. The prophecies in it, and none of the prophecies are gonna fail, okay? So we can't just jump and escalate into World War III and Yahushua coming back until that mandate happens, okay? Because that would have meant, like, the mark of the beast, the RFID microchip being mandated and forced upon the world. If we supersede that, that mean that a prophecy had failed. But the Most High is telling you that none of these prophecies shall fail. It says, none shall want her mate, right? You're not supposed to be laying down these two women together, all right? Or different women with this woman, okay? Meaning mixing philosophies, all right? Don't make the philosophies of this world, unless I say this, contradictory philosophies, all right? Philosophy just means, the love of wisdom. So there's certain wisdoms out there that do align with the scriptures. That's okay. Like, there's a lot of stoicism philosophy that lines up with the scriptures and how, but I'm talking about like idolatry and, things that go against the scriptures. Don't make that. Okay? Don't make contrary things with the scriptures. Be more specific. It says, for my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them. All right? So the point being that, look, these prophecies are going to come to pass. All right? And, the whole thing really about it is just having the patience. Having the patience, which, this thing becomes a lifestyle. You know nothing else. You're just going to do your shows and go out there in the highways and byways as long as the Most High permits. Okay? And you learn to deal with the hell. You just pray the Most High speed things up. Isaiah 55:11. But whatever happens, can't lose patience. Woe unto you that can't lose patience, man. All right? You got to believe that Yahweh Shai will redeem us, all right? And will remember the works that we put in, starting first and foremost to the apostles and elders, okay? And have mercy upon us, Lord willing. Isaiah 55:11 says, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, right? So the prophecies are not going to return void. Everything that's written about in these scriptures will come to pass, because guess what? In another dimension, it's already come to pass, all right? The Most High tells you that he declared the end from the very beginning, okay? So time is already set in stone. We're just playing it out. It says, shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing wherein I sent it, right? So that's the beautiful thing, man, when you have faith, that you know that these scriptures are going to come to pass, man, all right? And we see it right in front of us. There's just a lot of things popping off, man, all right? The Most High is revealing a lot of shit. The Most High is taking out a lot of people, okay? A lot of dirt is coming to light. And the missiles is there already, sitting in the silos ready to do their job. And the chip is already set up, okay? It's just, again, the Most High is saying, look, now's the time to mandate this, because that's another thing too. They be like, the Illuminati want this, and man, it's the Most High's program, man. Okay? The Most High controls the left, the wicked elites, okay? In their minds. The Most High controls the minds of everybody. So again, it's the Most High saying, okay, hold it, okay, now release it. You know, now do this, now do that. It's the Most High's program, all right? Revelations 13 and 16. The main thing that we're waiting for is this. It says, and he calls it all. It says, and he calls it all, both small and great. Now, who's the he? The so-called white man. And, you know, the different elites that will be running the world. But it's really the top people running the world are them so-called Jews. Okay? He calls it all, both small and great. The smallest in the society to the greatest in the society is going to have to get this RFID microchip. It says, rich and poor, whether you... So right there, it shows you that they... rich and poor, that means they just want power. Okay? They want to control everybody. Also notice that there's no middle. It's just rich and poor. Okay? And we're seeing that the so-called white man is doing that, creating a huge gap between rich and poor. They keep eliminating, doing things to eliminate the middle class. They just want a huge fucking gap between rich and poor. Ultimately, their goal is to just have you on universal basic income. Okay, UBI, all right, where their government is paying for everything, and they have machines doing the bulk of the work. They want like a real life Matrix situation, like the movie The Matrix, where they just control everything, and we're just pretty much acting as batteries on some shit. It says, rich and poor, free and bond, so whether you're in prison or out of it, okay, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And this is any part of your body, all right? Any part of your body. If you get this chip in, you know, that's what they're going to aim for. But look, you have amputees and stuff like that, so they can put it in your leg. They also have biodegradable chips. Like, you know, things you swallow, that shit dissolves in your body. So the thing is, you shouldn't have that thing in any part of your body because, you know, once it's in you, that's it. It's over. Okay, it shouldn't be in any part of your body, that RFID microchip. It says to receive a mark. That word there for mark is karakma, which is where, you know, the root word is karaks, which is where you get like a palisade, like a trench. If you look up this, the word trenches, Yahushua spoke about trench. That word there is karaks, okay? Which is those palisades, okay? Because that's what he saw. He saw the injection of that in people's hands. And that's what he described it as. Okay? A grain of salt being injected. It looked like a palisade. The chip looked like a small miniature palisade. In their right hand or in their foreheads, okay? And you have Elon Musk working on Neuralink, okay? Which is, you know, implanting. And he's not the only one. There's many different companies working on putting brain chips into people. And they market it as a benefit. That's how Esau typically does things. He markets his agenda as some sort of benefit or convenience, which it can be convenient. You know, I'm not saying it won't be convenient to do things like that, but at what cost? Okay, I bounced it down to this man and being a controlled puppet. You know, pretty much being in the lake of fire for convenience. I got a dickhead on the road. It says, and that no man might buy nor sell, save he that had the mark. So you can't. This is right there. It means you can't do transactions unless you have this RFID microchip. That's what's going to really put the pressure on a lot of people, because whatever black swan event they create, they're going to say, look, at the end of the day, you can't do, you know, transactions unless you have this, and that's going to put a pressure on a lot of people. Okay. Save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666, which goes back to the UPC barcode. The first two long bars, the middle two long bars, and the last two long bars, those are sixes. Prior to that UPC barcode being on things, you know, people would type stuff in manually. Okay, but guess what? They started putting them barcodes on all these products. Now all they had to do was scan it, and they chose to do 666. So this book, man, the scriptures is, hey, this is why this book is the book, man. Prophecies that are in it, and it will come to pass. So like I said, we waiting on that one major prophecy, that RFID microchip to be mandated. Okay, like I said, there's certain places that's already using it, Baja clubs. Hell, they already got it in pets. You know, Esau goes out there, he's putting that shit in the animals, in the safaris, I mean in the wild, so he could track them. So yeah. With that, we're closed, brothers. With that, I'm gonna give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Rachak Kodash. The belongs to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone True Well. Salutations to the hopeful elect out there. You Akim to Tadakim that do this thing now, most truth and sincerity. Shalom.